I'm going to talk about generally about the college. Then I'm going to emphasize a little bit more the teaching enterprise, talk a little bit in more detail about some pockets of excellence that I refer to, areas of excellence that our students have pushed forward throughout their matriculation at UCF. And then I'm going to cover some of the strengths of our College of Engineering and Computer Science. Again, it's not going to be an exhaustive list, but it'll give you a pretty good idea of some of the areas that we are very, very strong in research and education in our college. And then I'm going to finish it up with some logistics that I'm sure you have seen throughout the last couple of weeks as we were emailing you of what you're going to do after you leave the morning session with the college overview, the industry panel, and the student panel. So we are a very large college in a very large institution. We are around 69,000 plus students, of which 14,500 are in engineering and computer science. Of these 14,500, 12,500 are in the undergraduate programs, and around 2,000 are in the graduate programs. So 12,000 plus undergraduates, 2,000 plus graduates, 50,000 plus alumni. 37,000 of them are undergraduate degrees, 10,000 master's degrees, 2,000 plus are PhD degrees. I emphasize the 50,000 plus alumni because when you graduate from UCF, wherever you go in the US to work, I'm almost certain that you're going to find a few of our alumni that would be there for you to help you to succeed in your professional endeavors. In terms of the programs that we have, I want to emphasize that we have 6 units. We have civil and environmental construction engineering. We have electrical and computer engineering, computer science and IT, mechanical aerospace engineering, material science and engineering, and industrial engineering and management systems. So if you want to matriculate in any one of these programs within our units, then UCF is the right place, obviously, for you. I always put this slide up because I want you to see what is our vision in our college and how we are succeeding in our vision. We have 2 facets that we are paying attention to. One, we want to be a top, an institution, a college that graduates a large number of engineering and computer science students. And then we also want to advance the state of the art in our disciplines. And I'll show you some stats that show you that we are pushing forward with this particular vision. In terms of the education that we provide to our students, how do we achieve the quality education that our students expect when they join UCF and the College of Engineering and Computer Science? Obviously by providing excellent quality education within the classroom setting, but also other activities that we do outside the classroom setting. And I'm going to emphasize some of these activities because I believe they are important for how good you are going to be when you graduate from an institution like UCF. I already mentioned the College Work Experiences program that Lockheed Martin sponsors. That's one example of activities that you can do outside the classroom setting. These are our 5 goals that we have agreed amongst our colleagues here in the College of Engineering and Computer Science that we are going to focus on. I'm not going to emphasize all of them. The goal that always plays an important role in what we do as a college is the goal that says we want to be the nation's technology partner leader. We do believe that in order for us to make a difference for our students, those who come to UCF and they entrust us with their education, that we need to be partners with industry, with government, and other entities that help our students understand what the real world is out there. So in the panel that you're going to see at around 10 o'clock, some of you, and around 11:15, some others, you'll see that we have invited some of our industry partners. Universal is one of them, L3Harris is another, Lockheed Martin is another, Siemens Energy, and Leidos. And these industry representatives are going to give you their overview of what they think it is important from their perspective, connecting with UCF. And also they will tell you what they think it is important for your students to do as they are matriculating through our disciplines in our institution. These are a lot of numbers here. Again, what I want to emphasize through this very busy graph is that we are a large institution and we are an institution that is diverse, reflecting the diversity of our state. At the same time, I want to emphasize another point that might or might not be obvious if you don't spend a lot of time within this graph. We have a very strong honors college. The honors college accepts around 500 students every year. So in essence, at any point in time, you're going to have 500 times 4, around 2,000 honors students that are working on campus. 1,000 of them are engineering and computer science. Why is this important? We have 13 colleges here. Half of the honor students are engineering and computer science students. So another graph that shows you how do we stack up compared to other colleges of engineering and computer science around the nation. Remember, I told you that one of our vision statements is to be a top producer of engineering and computer science talent in the US. Are we? Yes. We are number 7 in the number of degrees that we produce around the nation, out of 300 engineering and computer science colleges. We are number 2 in the number of minorities degrees that we produce. We are number 24 in the number of women degrees that we produce. When you trickle down to our disciplines, we are still producing, obviously, a large number of graduates. So mechanical engineering was ranked number 1 in the nation in the number of degrees that it produces. Aerospace, number 4. Computer science, number 3. If you look at all of our disciplines, we have 12 of them within our units. All of them are within the top 20 producers of degrees around the nation. When it comes to employability, it's not enough to produce a large number of students. The question is, what do they do after they graduate from UCF? So we ask them, 6 months down the road after they graduate, we send them a survey and we tell them, tell us what you're doing. So close to 90%, some of it a little bit below 90%, some of them above 90%, say we are employed with our discipline, or we are pursuing graduate school, or we are doing both. So, and then you see in the left part of this graph, left lower part, how many of these students stay in Florida. This is important for our stakeholders. Companies like Lockheed Martin, companies like Universal, companies like Disney. Why? Because when they invest on our students in terms of offering them paid internship experiences, they want to make sure that there is a very good chance that these students eventually become their future employees. And this is another snapshot, very quick snapshot of how we fare in terms of the degrees that we produce in a variety of our disciplines. Now, let me talk a little bit about the pockets of excellence that I talked to you about. What are some of the unique things that we do in the College of Engineering and Computer Science that might be of interest to you if you decide to matriculate at UCF? 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, we started an institute that we called Engineering Leadership and Innovation Institute. This particular institute was created at the request of our industry partners. They want to make sure that we do not simply graduate students that have strong technical abilities within their discipline, important, but they also want to make sure that we graduate students that have good soft skills, the ability to work in a team, the ability to communicate their ideas to a variety of audiences, the ability and the strong interest of innovating and creating solutions for very challenging problems and leading the engineering and computer science profession. So we created this Engineering Leadership and Innovation Institute to address these goals. So a number of our students are spending time with some of the activities that we do within this Engineering Leadership and Innovation Institute. One example is we do what we refer to as development circles. So we bring in around 200 students, those who are interested to do this particular activity, and you connect them with mentors, industry mentors, that come and connect with the students on an informal basis through a 6-month period during the academic year, and they give them some good ideas of what they should be doing while they are matriculating at UCF, so that when they graduate, they are the ultimate professionals that people want to hire. We have created spaces. So you are going to be in this space later on this afternoon. We call it Engineering 2 Atrium. It has a number of spaces. It has the L3 Harris Gathering Lab. It has the Texas Instrument Innovation Lab. It has the Manufacturing Lab, where our students work together on problems that are related to their courses, on problems that are related to their senior design, on problems that are of interest to them as a whole. And these are some of the spaces, similar spaces, and where our students are spending their time when they are not in the classroom. The other thing that this Engineering Leadership and Innovation Institute has done, they have created a seminar series where they bring in industry and government professionals. Some of them are our alumni. Some of them are esteemed professionals in the field, and they talk to the students. They tell them about their professional and personal life, how they have been able to succeed in their profession, and then they engage in discussion with our students. This way, we expect that our students will see themselves as one of these professionals 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. Frank St. John, for example, the COO of Lockheed Martin, was one of the invitees in this particular seminar series. What else do? We have a program that we started again 20 years ago. It's called Excel. This program targets students whose Math SAT score are in the second and third quartile of Math SAT scores that we accept here at UCF. And the intent here is to pay a lot of attention to these students in their freshman and sophomore year so that they succeed in the STEM disciplines. What have we done? We have impacted 5,000 plus students. This note is a little bit old. It's probably more than 6,000. And we have been able to increase their graduation in STEM by 50%. Melissa Dagley, who is in the back of the room here, is going to talk to you about this program as well as other student success programs in the afternoon session between 1:30 and 4:30. I know some of you have already registered to attend her sessions, so you'll find more information about what we do with this particular program. The UCF programming team, I talked to you about Pockets of Excellence. So these are around 50 students that spend significant time during the week, 12 hours on Saturday, to become better programmers and solve real-world problems in programming. Why? Because they like to do that. And when they graduate, they find great jobs. So when you look at their achievements, they participate in all kinds of programming competitions. Some of them are regional, some of them are national, some of them are the World Programming Finals. 60,000 teams compete for a spot in the World Programming Finals. Our UCF programming team has made it 11 times in a row. Only 100 participate in the World Programming Finals. Our cyber defense team. This was a team that was created by 5 passionate students back in 2013. Now, at the time, they created a club that they called Hack at UCF. And out of this Hack at UCF club, we have a competition team that is called Collegiate Cyber Team. And what has this team done? Amazing things. They participate in a national cyber defense competition. They participate in 9 out of the 11 years. They came number 1 5 times. They came number 2 3 times. No other team in the US has achieved what they have achieved. Remember, 2013, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, five people created the Hack at UCF club. Now they are 350 people strong. That's the value, in my opinion, of the scale that we have here at UCF. There are a lot of opportunities for you to do outstanding things, and when you do them at scale. So this is another example of the creativity and innovation of our UCF students. We had a student by the name of Albert Manero, a mechanical and aerospace engineering student, a Ph.D. student who created these limitless solutions. Its primary intent is to create bionic arms for little children that have missing limbs. Now he has a laboratory of around 5,000 square feet. He entertains interns, obviously from the College of Engineering, Computer Science, and other colleges, to help them understand what he's doing and participate in his goal. What else do? We offer a research experience for undergraduates for our students. So let's say you come to UCF, you want to be a computer scientist or an electrical engineer, but you want to find out whether there is an interest within you to pursue graduate school. What do? You approach a professor, you talk to them about what they do in their research lab, and then you spend some time in their research lab connecting with other undergraduate students, other graduate students, and then eventually you figure out by the time that you graduate whether graduate school is something that you want to do. So we have a very prestigious program here at UCF. This is one example of the many that is called Research Experience for Undergraduates that is funded by the National Science Foundation. It's the longest standing research experience for undergraduate program every year. They bring in around 10 students in computer science from all over the nation to spend time with professors in our computer science program that do work in computer vision. They have mentored around 400 students, and these students, some of them have decided to go to graduate school. I talked about partnerships. This is a a graph that shows you some of our partners. It's not an exhaustive graph. It's not an exhaustive graph. I wanted to emphasize again the Lockheed Martin program. 40 years in existence. They have impacted thousands of students. Before COVID, they were involving around 500 interns in various disciplines, 75% in engineering, computer science. And these are interns that spend time at Lockheed Martin premises throughout the year. They get paid to understand what they are going to be doing when they graduate from UCF. That's the kind of example of an out-of-the-classroom activity that we are very proud of. So, okay, that's a very busy graph, and it tells you where we are strong. The intent here is not to read the entire graph, but to tell you that we are very, very strong in a good number of areas of research. I mentioned already computer vision. There are other areas related to energy that we are very, very strong. Modeling and simulation is another area that we are very, very strong. I don't know how many of you know that we are a center of excellence in modeling and simulation. Our research park is one of the most vibrant research parks in the nation. With all the DoD entities, $7 billion of contracts come out of the DoD entities in our research park. We have 100 companies, 10,000 employees. Excellent opportunity for our students to spend time with some of these companies doing work that is related to their discipline. 2 years ago, the president and the provost came up with an idea where they asked the faculty to submit proposals of where they wanted them to invest in faculty resources. The faculty submitted 60 ideas. Eventually, the president and the provost funded 6 of them. The College of Engineering and Computer Science is strongly participating in all 6. So let me show you some of these areas that we are strong and we are getting stronger. We have hired 30 faculty, 30 plus faculty last year. We are in the process of hiring another 40 this year. Why is this important? It is important because they are going to be teaching you in your classroom environment. It is important because they are going to be interested in doing research with you, those who are interested in pursuing a research experience as undergraduates. So the areas that we are focusing on is semiconductors, AI, cyber, smart city, energy, space hypersonics, and digital twin, and infectious diseases. So there is a lot of activity that happens in these areas. I don't know how many of you have seen the government has funded 10 economic engine proposals. One of them is here at UCF. It's a collaboration of Skywater Bridge, which is a trusted fab half an hour away from UCF, with UCF, UF, and Valencia. It's $160 million to expand the economic outreach of the area in under the umbrella of semiconductor manufacturing. This is only one example of the strength that we have here at UCF in some of these areas that I mentioned to you. And this is another look at these areas in a quick snapshot. My final slide before I move into the logistics. What else do we do? This is an effort that we started in the College of Engineering and Computer Science 3 years ago. What we wanted to do with this particular effort, it's a symposium that we do over a one day. We wanted to bring some of our students, faculty and alumni, to talk to an expanded audience about ideas that they have that have demonstrated commercialization potential or have commercialization potential for the future. And then we connect them with each other, we connect them with community leaders, we connect them with investors with the intent of taking some of the research that is happening in the lab setting to the marketplace. So these are some examples of people who have presented in this particular symposium. We call it UCF Technology Venture Symposium. You probably recognize Jason Eichenholz. He's the CTO of Luminar, a multi-billion-dollar company that started a few years back here at UCF. He's one of our UCF alumni. Thank you. And before I open the floor for questions, a few reminders. So please keep your assignments faithfully for the afternoon, because we have assigned people to a variety of sessions knowing that we do not want to exceed the capacity of the room, and knowing that there are going to be many of these sessions that you are going to have the opportunity to attend, where the departments are giving you a much more expanded, more detailed overview of what they are doing. Do not forget to go to the exhibit hall. We have 30 presenters there. Some of them are students, some of them are specific special programs that we have, and you might be interested in talking to the student representatives or staff in more detail about that. Lunch is on your own, and we are going to finish our morning session at around 12:15. And the last comment I want to make, we have a QR code, which I'm going to pop up in just a moment, which allows you to go to a short survey asking you what you think of the experience that you had today with us. Morning session, afternoon session. This is important for us because this is something that we are going to be doing on a consistent basis in the future. We want to make sure that we repeat the things that we did well, and we want to make sure that we improve the things that we could have done better. That's the QR code, and you are going to see this QR code in all the department presentations later on in the afternoon. So with this final thought, I would like to thank you again for coming here to UCF and the College of Engineering and Computer Science. We have a good number of events that are happening after this CECS overview: industry panel, student panel, departmental presentations, and obviously interaction with student groups and staff members later on in the afternoon. So I'll stop here. I know we have around a little bit more than 5 minutes, and I would like to entertain any questions that you might have. Thank you.
I just wanted to know if you had any stats regarding the percentage of students that actually get admitted into the CWEB program, like how many students apply and how many students actually get admitted into the program.
Yeah, that's a good question. The question is, for those who did not hear it, is how many students apply for the CWEB program, how many make it. So as I mentioned, before COVID, we had around 500 students that were interns with Lockheed Martin. The recent statistics that I have checked with the career services offices, we have around 1,500 applicants. They around 350 matriculate at any point in time with Lockheed Martin. So,
thank you.
Any other questions? By the way, one of the things that I want to point out, I emphasize the Lockheed Martin program. There are a lot of other companies that involve our students as interns. So if you don't make it to the Lockheed Martin program, there are other opportunities that you can take advantage of. And we are going to have the industry panel talk to you about this later on today. So
yes, all the all the fantastic companies that were up on the slides before, a lot of aerospace, a lot of computer engineering. Do you have any relationships within the automotive industries and the different technologies that are going in to vehicle design?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know a good number of our faculty have research grants and contracts from automobile companies, but I don't know specifically a particular automobile company that entertains interns on a massive basis like the Lockheed Martin program. So, thank you so much again for being here. There is a lot to come.